Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to make this video later on in my fitness journey, but I think that it's very important to talk about it now. Actually, it's important to talk about it at all times, but right now I think it really hits home. It's about your mental health. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spit out some statistics at you. So 1 in 5 adults in America experience a mental illness, and nearly 1 in 25 adults, that's 10 million American adults, live with a serious mental illness. Now, let's go to children. 20% of youth ages 13 to 18 live with a mental health condition. Now, the average delay between onset of symptoms and intervention is 8 to 10 years. That means that symptoms of a mental illness can show up in children, but the average time it takes for them to get any sort of help is 8 to 10 years. So that means a child could suffer for 8 to 10 years without not knowing why at all. Now, did you know that suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24? And 90% of those who died by suicide had an underlying mental illness? I mean, why would you know any of that? Unless you did a project on this, you wouldn't really know any of these numbers. So why don't we talk about this more? Why is this not a topic of conversation more frequently? Why is it becomes a topic of conversation when a popular public figure or someone close to your community passes because of a mental illness? Well, what if we took the term mental illness and made it softer? Illness has such a harsh connotation to it. So what if we made it softer? Now, what if we called it a mental bug? You see, a bug, when you get sick, it can be treated and you can be fine in hours or a couple of days. It's the same thing when it comes to computers. If you have a bug in a code, usually you can fix it between a couple of hours or a couple of days, depending on how hard or how long you work at it. Now, when it comes to your mental health, a mental bug, it can't be fixed in hours or days. It usually takes months or years. Now, some doctors fail to mention that you're not always going to have this bug. So if we can take the term mental illness and turn it into something softer like mental bug, maybe more people will be inclined to talk about it. I mean, maybe more people would open up. And that's something that needs to happen. Now, how do I know if I or someone I care about has a mental bug? Well, there's warning signs, and I'm going to list a few, but the other ones you have to research about. So you could feel very sad or withdrawn for more than 2 weeks, and that could be crying regularly, feeling fatigued, or feeling unmotivated. Drastic changes in behavior, personality, or sleeping habits, like waking up early and just feeling very agitated. Sudden overwhelming fear for no reason, sometimes with a racing heartbeat, physical discomfort, or fast breathing, not eating, throwing up, or using laxatives to lose weight, gaining weight, eating a lot, repeated use of drugs or alcohol, trying to harm or kill oneself, or making plans to do so. So, there are more signs than what I just said, and those are things that you're going to have to research. But if any of those signs, if any of those warning signs remind you of someone you care about, or even yourself, there are so many steps you can take to help. If it's about yourself and you're an adult, you're an independent adult, and you have your own insurance, please, 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 please talk to someone and talk to a doctor. If you cannot talk to your doctor about this, it's time to change doctors, and this will help you in the long run. I promise you that. If you are an adult or a child and you're under your parents' insurance, do not be afraid to talk to your parents about this. Explain to your parents what's going on and ask them to make an appointment with your doctor. Your doctor is going to help you more than anyone else can. If you are a parent and you see that something might be going on with your child, talk to their pediatrician, talk to the school, and see what you can do. Schools are more than willing to help you with this. There are counselors there that are more than willing to help you with this. This is all things that you can do, but the first step that it takes is to talk about this. It's talk about this, whether it's a loved one or a doctor. See, we can't be afraid to talk about this anymore. Your mental health is the most important thing, because if you're not mentally healthy, then your entire body can suffer. We should be talking about this publicly way more than we already do. This should be something that children are exposed to when they're very, very young, so that if they do feel like something is going on or something is wrong, they're not afraid to talk about it and they're not afraid to seek help. This negative connotation that mental bugs have can all change if we just talk about it more often. But another thing is that we also have to be kind to one another. You see, we're all humans and we're all different. No one is alike. And you never know what someone is going through. So be kind to one another, because it can really affect someone's life. Now, if you're watching this entire video and you're thinking to yourself, you know, I might have a mental bug, I want you to know that you're not alone. Those statistics that I told you at the beginning of this video prove that you're not alone. But also, I have mental bugs. You know, I have mental bugs, and I've gotten help for them. It's actually been a year since I went and got professional help for it. And I'm so thankful every day that I did. You know I have to keep working on them, and I know I have to keep seeing my doctor regularly, but this is my mental health. This is the most important thing I have. If I don't have this, I really don't have anything. And I think every single day that I went to the doctor, that I talked to my mom about this, and I was able to open up and get the help that I needed. The thing is, we need to talk about this more. Mental health should not be something that we just talk about every so often. We should talk about it every day. And I hope this video helped at least one person. But I really, really hope that this video makes you talk about mental health more. Those mental bugs, talk about them more. Call them bugs instead of illnesses, because illnesses is so serious and so harsh. Call them bugs. Make them lighter. Talk about it more. I mean, this everyday conversation, if we talk about this every single day, it can do so many great things for future generations. I want to say, please do not be afraid to get help. Please do not be afraid to reach out. I'm here for you, and so are your loved ones, and so is your doctor. Do not be afraid to get help. Do not be afraid to talk about this. Thank you so much for watching this video.